So the future of 21 Studios. There's a few things, in particular one big thing that I want to unveil next year at the 21 Convention 10-year anniversary event in Orlando. But the broad scale future of it is this. With 21 Studios, I want to create the highest impact media empire on earth that is dedicated, or at the same time, dedicated to men in what is true. There's nothing like that right now. This company is the closest thing there is. This company, this little event right here is just an expression of it, is the most popular men's conference in the world and the best, the highest quality, period. Nothing even comes close. Ask any of the speakers who go to other men's events of some kind, dating events and whatever else. This event blows it away every single time. I want to continue to expand on that and take it to a scale that is truly, truly remarkable, way above and beyond what has already been done, with millions of views and 100,000 subscribers or followers on YouTube. This is the goal. So some of the metrics towards getting there. We recently broke a threshold of 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Cool. The next one is 300,000. I was talking to Ed Druce about it, I think, yesterday. Is he back there? Oh. He just left. Oh, dang it, whatever. Anyway, we were talking about 300,000, 500,000, then of course 1 million. My personal goal for the company is 1 million subscribers by the end of 2019, end of the decade. That is definitely achievable, and I intend to hit that with every ounce of my soul and my body. I also want to hit 1 billion views. And I've recently discovered that there are over 600 channels on YouTube with over 1 billion views. So as big as these numbers are, they're quite achievable. Within a few years, this company will probably have, if I can keep it alive and sustaining and healthy, over 1 million subscribers. Every single speech that Nick Sparks, Robbie, Socrates, Primal Joe, Ted Rice, anyone gives, will go out to literally 1 million men a few months or a few weeks after the event. That's insane. As of right now, there's 100,000, 1/10 of that. Soon there will be 1 million. And then beyond that, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million. And so as big as these numbers are, especially 1 billion views, it's not that crazy. As it stands, Nick Sparks, speaking on this stage, just a handful of speeches, he's been seen by 2.5 million men. There's a couple dozen of you in this room. But on the other end of that camera, 2.5 million. And that's just with Nick. Never mind the rest of them. James McClain is another one with 1 million. That's insane. So let's get into the why, which is what I'm leading into here. The purpose of those metrics is that video is insanely powerful. It is infinite and indefinite in reach, assuming civilization continues, electricity, internet, so on. So you have maximum impact with video. You have audio, stimulation, you have video or visual. You have emotional impact with a speaker getting very passionate, very intense. Primal Joe is a great example of that this morning. He started his talk with a skit. I'd never seen anyone on the stage do that on this platform. It's a great example of it. And of course, you have intellectual impact and reach. So video is something that just hits on this, and this is the reason why the company, I keep it so focused on video and not even audio or ebooks. Video is really, really, really powerful. Not just in movies and art, but in ideas and change. And they echo over time. As long as there is still YouTube or anything even close to being like it, 21 University or whatever else, these videos, things that Socrates and Robbie said years ago, half a decade ago, they're seen by hundreds of men every single day. That is really, really important because guess what? Half a decade from now, they will still be seen by hundreds of men every single day. Not even considering the talks they just gave that are not even out yet. So video is really, really important, and it is central to this company, and it's been that way since day one, before I even realized how important, how awesome video was. Another future element I wanted to get into is a quote from my favorite philosopher and novelist, Ayn Rand. It's a quote that says, "Those who fight for the future live in it today." Those are the speakers. However far ahead they are in life than you, they got there because they're fighting for it, tooth and fucking nail, in their own specific way. Steve with sex, Sock with relationships, Primal Joe with his health and his fitness, Ted Rice again with his health and his fitness, Ed Druce with his career, Robbie with his work and dating and relationships and so on. So it's specific to each person, and They're at, I think, a place in their life where in the future, lots and lots of more men will be at. And if you guys do the same, if you fight that hard in your life for those results, you can be there too. Not just in the future, but basically right fucking now, very, very quickly. The third future is more interesting, I think. So we have this company, and we have these organizations that I surrounded with, the natural lifestyles, the sexual life, and so on, the social coach, and so on and so forth. And it's like, I want to make this change, I want to make this impact on Western civilization, right, and the culture. I want to make it, for example, a lot less hostile to men and masculinity. On one hand, you would want to think, or might think, that that's going to take, years and decades to change that and to fix that and to improve that. And then someone like Sok or the private man won't even get to see the results of that. I think that's false. I think change can happen a lot quicker than most people realize. One of the ways you hear that expressed at this event, too, is someone like Sok talking about achieving a lot more in 5 years than you currently realize. If that's the correct quote. Got it. So if you look at someone with a young child, like Steve or Socrates, they're impacting men and improving the world not only for themselves and their own personal happiness, they're doing it also for their children, whether or not they realize it. They probably do in most ways, but even in ways they perhaps don't yet. I think if they live long enough, and they certainly will, being in this event, talking to people like Primal Joe and Ted, they will get to experience the results of that. So it's not some distant third generation thing where you're like dead and gone and then things are better. Fuck that. You want to experience that right here and now, and I think they can. And the way they'll see that expressed is when Sok has a daughter and she grows up and the culture is a lot healthier for her and not fucked up. Same with Steve and his sons. So you get to be a part of that and participate in that by making the world better because you fucking live in it and you can experience that and hit that here and now and soon, not distant.